It was Christmas Eve, and a heavy snowstorm had begun to blanket the small town outside. The wind howled through the trees, shaking the branches, swirling the snow in every direction. Inside the house, it was warm and cozy. The lights on the Christmas tree flickered, casting soft shadows across the room. Tom, a boy of 10, sat by the window, watching the snowflakes fall. His younger sister, Mia, stood beside him, her eyes wide with excitement. "It's snowing so much!" Mia exclaimed, her breath fogging up the window. "Will we be able to go outside tomorrow?" Tom frowned, staring at the thick snow covering the yard. "I don't know, Mia. It looks like we're stuck inside for now." They both sighed, feeling a little disappointed. After all, Christmas Eve was supposed to be full of fun and excitement. They had planned to play outside in the snow, and maybe even build a snowman. But now, the snow piling up, it seemed like they'd be stuck inside all night. Tom turned to Mia, a smile spreading across his face. "Well, we can still make this Christmas fun. We just need to get creative." Tom and Mia stood in the middle of the living room, staring at the snowstorm outside. The wind rattled the windows, and the trees swayed as if they were dancing in the fierce wind. "What are we going to do now?" Mia asked, a little disappointed. "We were supposed to go to Grandma's house and play outside, but now we can't even leave." Tom thought for a moment, tapping his chin. "Well, we can't control the weather, but we can still have fun inside. Let's think of something." Mia's eyes brightened. "We could make a Christmas card for Mom and Dad." Tom nodded, but then looked outside again. That's a good idea, but maybe we could do something even more fun. Something for the whole family." They both began to look around the room, their minds working quickly. The fireplace crackled, sending tiny sparks into the air, and the Christmas tree twinkled with colorful lights. They could hear the soft sound of the snow falling outside. "How about we build a snowman inside?" Tom said, his eyes lighting up. Mia giggled. "A snowman inside? How do we do that?" Tom grinned. "We'll have to get creative. We have pillows, blankets, and all sorts of things. Let's make the best indoor snowman ever." Mia clapped her hands. "Yes, let's do it." Together, they began gathering pillows and blankets, planning their indoor snowman. Despite the storm outside, they felt a wave of excitement. Maybe this Christmas wouldn't be so bad after all. Tom and Mia ran around the living room, grabbing pillows, blankets, and anything they could find that might help them build their indoor snowman. Tom picked up the biggest pillow he could find and set it down in the middle of the room. "Okay, we need a big body first," he said, pushing the pillow into place. "This will be the snowman's bottom." Mia jumped in with excitement. "I'll get the smaller pillows for the head." She dashed to the couch and grabbed 2 soft pillows, stacking them carefully on top of the large one. They stepped back to admire their work. The snowman was starting to take shape, but it didn't look quite like the snowmen they had built outside in the past. "This is fun," Mia laughed, adjusting the pillows. "But we need to make it look more like a real snowman." Tom thought for a moment. We need something for arms." He spotted a few rolled-up scarves on the chair and tossed them over to Mia. "Here, use these." Mia tied the scarves around the snowman's sides, pretending they were arms. "Now we need a face. What do you think we can use for eyes?" she asked. Tom looked around the room. He spotted a bowl of buttons on the table. How about buttons for the eyes? And a carrot for the nose? They searched the kitchen for a carrot, and Tom carefully placed it at the center of the pillow face. He then added the buttons for eyes. "Perfect!" Mia exclaimed, stepping back to look at their creation. "It's a snowman, just like the ones outside, only better." They both stood proudly in front of their indoor snowman, smiling at their creative masterpiece. The snowstorm outside continued to rage on, but inside it was warm, cozy, and full of laughter. "I think this is the best snowman we've ever made," Tom said, laughing. Mia agreed. "It's definitely the most creative one." As they admired their work, they heard a soft knock on the door. The sound made both of them freeze in surprise. Who could it be? No one was supposed to be outside in this storm. Tom and Mia stood in front of their indoor snowman, admiring their work. The storm outside was still strong, but they didn't mind. They had already made the best indoor snowman ever, and now it was time for the next fun activity. "Okay, Mia," Tom said. "What should we do next? We can't go outside, but we can still have a Christmas surprise." Mia's eyes lit up. "How about making Christmas cookies? We could bake some for Mom and Dad." "That's a great idea," Tom said. "I bet they'll love it." The two of them ran into the kitchen, excited to start baking. They opened the pantry and pulled out flour, sugar, and eggs. Mia grabbed the mixing bowl, while Tom found the recipe book on the counter. "I think we have most of the ingredients," Tom said, flipping through the pages of the recipe. "We need butter, sugar, flour, and eggs. Oh, we're missing chocolate chips." Mia's smile faded a little. "Oh no. How can we make cookies without chocolate chips?" Tom thought for a moment. "Well, we could use something else, like sprinkles or nuts. It'll still be fun." But as they looked around the kitchen, they realized that they didn't have many other options. They were running low on ingredients. Mia began to look through the drawers, trying to find something that could work as a substitute. Tom opened the refrigerator to see what he could find. Just as they were starting to feel a little disappointed, Mia suddenly gasped. "Tom, look, there's a box under the table. It looks like it's a box of cookies!" Tom rushed over and opened the box. Inside, there were already baked Christmas cookies, all decorated with icing, sprinkles, and little candy pieces. "How did this get here?" Tom asked, surprised. Mia smiled. "I think it's a Christmas surprise. Maybe Mom hid it here for us." Tom laughed. "Well, I guess we don't have to bake after all." The two of them sat down at the table, each grabbing a cookie. They both took a big bite, and the sweet taste of the Christmas cookies filled their mouths. It was the perfect treat for a snowy Christmas Eve. "Whoever made these cookies is a genius," Tom said, smiling with chocolate crumbs on his face. Mia nodded, her mouth full of cookie. "This is the best Christmas ever. Even with the snowstorm, we've had so much fun." Tom and Mia shared more cookies and laughed, enjoying their surprise treat. They realized that even when things didn't go as planned, the best moments were often the unexpected ones. As Tom and Mia sat at the table, enjoying their cookies, the snowstorm outside continued to swirl. The warm glow of the Christmas tree filled the room, and the sound of the wind didn't seem so loud anymore. They were happy, content with the fun they'd had so far. Tom took a deep breath and looked at Mia. "What can we do to make this Christmas special?" he asked with a curious smile. Mia thought for a second, then her face lit up. "Let's make more cookies," she said, laughing. "We can decorate them with sprinkles and icing." Tom chuckled. "That's a great idea, but we should save some for Mom and Dad too. They'll love them." "Of course," Mia agreed. "We can give them the best cookies ever." Tom smiled and took another bite of his cookie. He then looked out the window, where the snow was starting to slow down. "Maybe we can go outside later," he said. "It looks like the storm is finally ending." "Yeah," Mia said excitedly. "We can build another snowman, a bigger one this time." They both laughed at the thought. "Let's make it a giant snowman," Tom suggested. "And we'll give him a carrot nose and big buttons, just like the one we made inside." Mia nodded. "I love that idea." As they planned their snowman outside, they practiced a few new English phrases they'd learned that day. Tom asked, "What can we do next?" And Mia answered, "Let's build a snowman." "Perfect," Tom said, smiling. "This Christmas is going to be the best one ever." The wind had finally slowed, and the snowflakes had stopped falling. Tom and Mia stood by the window, watching as the heavy clouds began to part. The evening sky was turning a soft shade of pink, and the world outside looked peaceful, covered in a thick, soft blanket of snow. "I think it's time," Mia said excitedly, grabbing her coat and hat. "Let's go build our giant snowman." Tom quickly put on his boots and scarf, his face lighting up with excitement. "I can't wait. Let's make the biggest snowman ever." The two of them ran outside, their boots crunching in the fresh snow. The cold air felt sharp against their faces, but it was refreshing after spending the day inside. They looked around at the yard, which was now transformed into a winter wonderland. "Okay," Tom said, "we need to make the biggest snowman. Let's start with the bottom." They rolled the first ball of snow, pushing it across the yard, making it bigger and bigger as they went. It was hard work, but they were laughing and having so much fun that it didn't feel like work at all. Every time they added more snow, it got heavier, but they were determined to finish. "This is going to be so cool," Mia said, her cheeks rosy from the cold. When the bottom of the snowman was big enough, they moved on to the middle. They kept rolling the snowball, stacking them on top of each other. The snowman was already taller than Tom. "Now for the head," Tom said, placing the last snowball carefully on top. He stepped back to admire their work. The snowman looked impressive. It was bigger than any snowman they had ever built before. "But we're not done yet," Mia said, grinning. "We need to give him a face." Tom quickly found a few rocks in the yard to make the eyes, and Mia grabbed a carrot from the garden to use for the nose. They added a scarf and some buttons for decoration. When they were finished, they stepped back to look at their creation. The giant snowman stood proudly in the middle of the yard, his carrot nose pointing toward the sky, and his rock eyes glowing in the fading light. "It's perfect," Mia said. "It's the best snowman ever." Tom smiled and nodded. "Yeah, I think this is definitely the biggest snowman we've ever made." The two of them stood there for a moment, admiring their giant snowman. The evening air was quiet, and all they could hear was the soft crunch of their boots in the snow as they walked around their creation. Suddenly, they heard a voice from the house. "What are you kids doing out there?" It was Mom, standing in the doorway looking out at the yard. Tom and Mia ran over to her, laughing. "We made a snowman, Mom," Tom said. "A giant one." Mom smiled, her eyes twinkling. "Well, I can see that. It's amazing. You two are so creative." Tom and Mia beamed with pride, their hearts full of joy. Christmas Eve was turning out to be more perfect than they had ever imagined. After finishing their giant snowman, Tom and Mia were feeling more excited than ever. They ran back inside where Mom and Dad were waiting for them. The house smelled of freshly baked pie, and soft Christmas music played in the background. "Look what we made!" Tom said, pointing excitedly out the window. Mom and Dad both looked outside and gasped. "That snowman is huge!" Dad exclaimed. "You two did an amazing job!" Mia beamed with pride. "It's the biggest snowman ever!" "We even gave him a scarf and buttons." Mom smiled warmly. "I can see that. You've really made this Christmas special." The family sat down together around the dining table, where a delicious Christmas meal had been prepared. There were mashed potatoes, turkey, green beans, and of course, Christmas cookies that Tom and Mia had decorated earlier. As they ate, they chatted about the day, laughing at their snowman adventures and sharing memories of past Christmas. Tom and Mia couldn't stop talking about their indoor snowman and the surprise box of cookies they had found. "I'm glad we made the best of today," Tom said, his eyes twinkling. "Even though the snowstorm was crazy, we still had so much fun." Mia nodded. "It's true. This Christmas turned out to be the best one ever." As they finished their meal, they all moved to the living room, where the Christmas tree sparkled with lights and ornaments. The fire in the fireplace crackled, filling the room with warmth. Dad turned to the kids and smiled. "You know, Christmas isn't just about the snow or the presents," he said softly. "It's about being together, sharing love, and creating memories." Tom and Mia looked at each other, feeling a sense of peace and happiness. They had made new memories that would last forever, memories of a Christmas spent with family, laughter, and a little bit of magic. The family sat down by the tree, enjoying the soft glow of the lights and the sound of the fire. Tom and Mia snuggled up with their parents, feeling grateful for the wonderful Christmas Eve they had shared. As the night went on, they all drifted off to sleep, the snow outside falling gently once again, covering the world in a beautiful, peaceful silence. The morning sun peeked through the curtains, casting a soft golden light across the room. The snow outside had finally stopped, and the world was calm and still, covered in a thick layer of white. Tom and Mia woke up early, their hearts racing with excitement. It was Christmas morning. "Mia, wake up! It's Christmas!" Tom whispered, shaking his sister's shoulder gently. Mia rubbed her eyes and smiled. "It's Christmas! Let's see what Santa brought." The two of them ran down the stairs, nearly tripping over their own feet in their excitement. When they reached the living room, their eyes went wide. The Christmas tree was sparkling with lights, and under the tree were several colorful gifts, wrapped with care. "Look at all the presents," Mia said, her voice full of awe. "This is the best Christmas ever." Tom's eyes scanned the room. There was something shiny tucked behind the tree, something he hadn't noticed before. It was a big box with a red ribbon. "What's that?" Tom asked, pointing to the mysterious box. Mia turned and saw it too. "I don't know, but it looks special." The two of them hurried over to the box, carefully untying the ribbon. When they opened it, they found a large hand-painted picture frame with a photo of the family standing outside next to their giant snowman. "Wow! Look, it's our snowman!" Tom exclaimed. "This is the best gift ever." Mia smiled, her eyes sparkling with joy. "It's like a memory we can keep forever." Mom and Dad came into the room just as Tom and Mia were admiring their gift. "Merry Christmas, you two," Mom said, smiling warmly. "We thought you'd like a special reminder of your amazing snowman." Tom hugged his parents tightly. "Thank you. This is perfect." After opening all their gifts, the family sat down together for breakfast. They enjoyed pancakes, hot chocolate, and Christmas music, laughing and sharing stories. Tom and Mia were so grateful for the special memories they had made. As the day went on, they spent time outside playing in the snow again, building snow forts, and making snow angels. It was the perfect Christmas, filled with love, laughter, and surprises. Later that evening, they sat by the fire, looking at the photo from the morning. "This was the best Christmas ever," Tom said softly, feeling a warmth in his heart. Mia nodded, resting her head on her brother's shoulder. It really was. And as the fire crackled and the snow fell gently outside, the family knew that they had created memories that would last a lifetime. As the evening came to a close, the soft glow of the Christmas tree lights filled the living room. The house was peaceful, and the snow outside had stopped falling completely. Tom and Mia sat together by the fire, each wrapped in a cozy blanket, holding their hot cocoa cups. Their hearts were full of joy, and their minds were filled with happy memories of the day. "This Christmas was perfect," Mia said, her voice soft but full of wonder. "Even though the storm was crazy, it made today so much more special." Tom nodded, looking out the window at the sparkling snow. "Yeah, I agree. We didn't need a big fancy Christmas to have fun. Just being together and making memories was enough." Mom and Dad joined them by the fire, sitting down to enjoy the quiet end of the day together. "You two did a wonderful job of making this Christmas special," Dad said with a smile. "I'm proud of you both." Tom looked up at his parents, his eyes shining. "We're proud of you too," he said. "This Christmas wasn't about presents or snowstorms. It was about family and love." Mia smiled and nodded. "The real magic of Christmas is being together." They all sat in comfortable silence for a moment, listening to the crackling of the fire and the soft sound of the wind outside. It didn't matter that the world was cold and snowy. Inside, it was warm with love, and that was all that truly mattered. As the night stretched on, Tom and Mia closed their eyes, their hearts full of gratitude. They knew that the magic of Christmas wasn't in the snow, the gifts, or the decorations. It was in the time they spent together, creating memories that would last forever. "Merry Christmas," Tom whispered as he drifted off to sleep, knowing that this Christmas would always be special.